They must have really thought you'd cry, that you'd break down and beg them to pay attention, trying so hard to win them over? The story twist is that they were completely wrong. They were thinking that you would chase them, but you didn't. You stood tall, sure of your worth, and showed them something they didn't expect: how strong you are on the inside, how proud you are of yourself, and how strongly you believe in yourself. Let's talk about why narcissists are shocked by this sudden change in the situation, and how you can stay strong in your power. Follow me. Doesn't the narcissist already know everything? The others begged and pleaded, holding on to their every word like a lifesaver, and doing anything they could to stay in their life. People in that situation wanted to get along with the narcissist so badly that they were afraid to leave, because they would lose everything. But you were not like everyone else. You were not made to beg. It was never in your nature to beg for attention or approval. You were made to rise, do well, be proud, and shine. You didn't walk away because you were desperate or weak. You did it because you loved yourself. You knew how much you were worth, and knew that staying in a bad position would make that worth less. This is what made you different from everyone else who came before you. They had to please others, but you? The narcissists couldn't buy you, or trick you into staying with them for their own benefit, because you were the real deal. They can't help but wonder how they could have let someone like you get away from them, when they knew they should have known better. How could they have missed the treasure that was right in front of them, giving love, loyalty, and being real? The other people they've met since you left don't measure up. They can't bring what you brought to the table. They don't have the same depth, substance, fierce loyalty, or power that you brought with you. The narcissists believed they could easily find someone else to worship, admire, and feed their ego without ever questioning their own worth. These people thought they could easily replace you. But finally the truth is setting in. They lost more than one partner. They lost someone who gave their life real meaning. Someone who wasn't just there to meet their wants or prove they existed, but someone who gave them real connection and acceptance. Right now, all they have left are empty interactions and connections that aren't even close to what they had with you. The worst part is that they are now aware that you were unique, and not just another face in the crowd. It wasn't easy for them to change you, or throw you away without any consequences. They didn't know they needed an anchor until it was too late. You were the calm in their storm. You kept them grounded when they were lost, helped them when they were having a hard time, and loved them more than anyone else ever could. But now they're lost. They're just going about their days, looking for anything that might fill the hole you left behind. But they can't find anything no matter how hard they look. The people they meet, and the ties they try to make aren't even close to having the same force as you. Try as they might, it's impossible to replace, and they're starting to get that now. You were taken for granted by them. They thought you would always be there, waiting for them to realize what was going on. You didn't wait though. You didn't stay to be ignored or treated badly. Because you left, they now have to deal with the results of what they did. It's impossible for them to feel the sadness they feel because it's their own fault. It's because they were selfish and couldn't see how valuable you were when they had the chance. They didn't like how deep the link you made with them was. Before you stopped giving, they didn't know how much you were giving. So caught up in their own world, trying to keep things under control and change things around them, that they missed seeing you for the gift you really were. That prize is no longer there. They're stuck in their own mess and can't get out. The memory of your grace, poise, and strong sense of self keeps coming back to haunt them. They remember what they lost every time they try to move on, or find someone else to replace you. They don't see other people as good as you, not because they aren't good enough, but because no one will ever be able to give them total love, respect, and loyalty like you did. The narcissists thought they could find someone better, someone who would always meet their needs, but now they know the hard truth: they can't. You were the only person who could have played that part in their life. They'll spend the rest of their lives looking for something that you can give them: your honesty, your unwavering strength, and your huge heart. They know it's too late deep down. They sealed their own fate the moment they let you go. They really wish they could go back. They wish they could go back in time, press pause, and fix everything they did wrong or broke along the way. They wish they could make up for the pain they caused, take back what they said, and undo what they did to push you away. We all know that time doesn't work that way though. No matter how much they wish it wouldn't, time keeps moving forward. You too. You moved forward even though you didn't want to. You had to. You weren't begging them to love you because you didn't care, but because you knew something they didn't. You knew that you don't have to beg the right people to stay. Some people know from the start how valuable you are, and will do everything they can to keep you in their lives. Not a single day goes by that they don't fight to keep you. They value what they have. But them? They were never the right people. They didn't understand who you were. They didn't care about you. That's why they lost you in the end. Even stranger is the fact that they thought they were in charge. They thought that by being quiet and cold, you would start to doubt yourself. They believed it would make you question your worth, feel unsafe, and eventually turn back to them. But it was their quiet, not yours, that showed how weak they were. Do you think it's funny? They were hoping that the thing that they did to you would break you, and make you beg would make you stronger. Their attempts to trick and control you didn't work. They tried to make you feel less sure of yourself, but all they did was boost your confidence. Every time they turned their back on you, or were quiet, you knew you were better off without them. Now they have to deal with what they did wrong. To be honest, you didn't need them. You still don't. You learned how to leave people and situations that don't make you feel good to be strong. This gave you a new kind of freedom that comes from knowing how much you're worth, and not settling for less than you earn. You now know that your worth doesn't rest on how well other people see it. You are already valuable. No one can negotiate it. It just is. And that's the case whether they acknowledge it or not. You've accepted that you don't need to chase after people who don't like you, or beg for their love or respect. People who value you will fight to keep you in their lives. People who don't aren't worth your time or effort. That's why they'll always remember you. No matter what they do or how much time goes by, you are unique. They'll never find someone like you again. These people are now stuck in their own sorrow, overwhelmed by the results of their choices, and forced to face the fact that they missed out on the real deal. They will look for someone else to make them feel the way you made them feel. They will try to find someone who can connect with them as deeply and love them as much as you did. It won't work though. There will never be anyone else like it. Soon, they'll understand that other people won't be able to give them what you did. They'll try to replace you with someone who talks and looks like you, but they'll know it's not the same. They will never find someone like you. They really did lose more than just a person. They lost a piece of themselves. They didn't even know they were missing something, but you were it. You made their life whole. They feel empty without you there. And no one else will ever be able to fill that hole. Because you knew something they didn't, you didn't beg. You knew that a truly valuable person wouldn't chase after someone who doesn't see it. You knew that you didn't have to be desperate or beg to learn how valuable you were. You knew that someone who really values you and sees you for who you are will do everything they can to keep you in their life. It's not worth your time to spend time with people who don't see your worth. It will be too late for them to understand this. When they think about what they did and what they had with you, they'll be stuck in the past, repeating every moment and chance they had to change things and make things right. It's likely that they'll wish they could go back and change their minds. They can't though. The past is over, it was put down, and you're now moving on. You've already decided what will happen. That's why you left them in the past, where they belong. The most beautiful thing about your trip is that it's no longer about them. You've come a long way, and their actions, words, and love no longer shape the person you are now. You are now free from the chains they used to have on you. This has made your life fuller, more vibrant, and infinitely more satisfying than anything they could have given you. You made something that makes you happy, gives you peace, and gives you a reason to live. And they'll have to deal with that fact for the rest of their lives. They can never have what you've made, and they will never be able to copy the life you've made for yourself, no matter how hard they try. Now they have to stew in their sorrow and drown in their never-ending cycle of what-ifs and missed chances. They'll think about all the mistakes they made, and wish they could do things differently. But the truth is that it's no longer your job to carry that weight. They had a chance, but they blew it. It looks like you've lost that weight, let go of the past, and are now ready to face the future. One where the mistakes of the past don't hold you back, but instead your power and determination drive you forward. You're living your best life while they stay stuck, and think about what they lost. Surrounded by people who love you the way you deserve to be loved, who see you for who you really are, and who see you going forward. It wasn't like you begged them to love you or chased after their admiration, and their lack of interest didn't make you give up. And that's exactly what makes you stand out. That's what makes you unique. That's what makes you real. You were brave to leave, to believe in your own worth, and not let anyone, no matter how strong, tell you that you weren't special. That person had the strength to walk away without pleading, begging, or giving in. They will never forget that person as they sit here, facing the effects of their actions. They know deep down that they'll never find someone else like you again. They could try. They might be looking for someone to make them feel the way you made them feel after you're gone. They'll look for someone with the same zest, depth, and honesty that you brought into their lives. But it will never be the same, no matter how many times they try or how many people they meet. They will never find someone who truly sees how valuable they are and gives them the same peace, love, and bond that you did. They'll look for something that doesn't exist because they lost more than just a person. They lost a piece of themselves. You filled in the blanks in their lives, and they didn't know how much they missed you until it was too late. Now that piece is gone, they'll try to fill a hole that can never be filled for the rest of their lives. That person who didn't beg, who left with grace and honor, who knew what they were worth and wasn't afraid to stand up for it. Here's to you. You were the one who got away. They will never forget you. And they will always feel bad that they didn't see how valuable you were until it was too late. They learned the hard way that you don't have to beg the right person to stay. And that lesson will follow them around their whole lives. But you? The life you deserve is coming to you. And you're living it to the fullest. That's the best way to get back at them. Thanks for watching and coming along with me on this path to self-realization. Please like, share, and follow if this message spoke to you. This will help you find more content that will help you grow, feel empowered, and love yourself. Let's keep building a group of people who know how important it is to value themselves, and how strong it is to leave behind things that don't serve us. Thanks for being here, and know that you are always the real deal.